Well, hello everyone, I'm meteorologist Chesley McNeil, and thanks for joining us this morning. We are tracking storms that are pushing through our area so far, none of which have been on the severe side. We've had plenty of cloud to ground lightning, and that's still going on out there this afternoon, or this morning, I should say, but will last right on through the afternoon. As you take a look here behind me, you can see where it is very widespread. We do have a lot of heavy rain that's going to continue to track right on through the area, and this will last at least, I'm thinking the widespread rain will last at least through about 5, 6 o'clock this evening before it becomes a little bit more isolated as we head into the evening. Some of the worst thunderstorms, or at least the heftiest thunderstorms, are down to the south of us over the central portion of the state right now. You can see this cluster right here behind me. This is down toward the Macon area, right there between Atlanta and Macon. That's where you have a huge cluster of thunderstorms. Again, none of which are on the severe side. So far, those winds have been down around the 40-mile-per-hour mark. Okay, and so once we get those winds up to about 55 miles per hour plus, really 58 plus, closer to 60, that's when you start to see severe thunderstorm warnings being issued, or if we see hail coming out of any of those clouds, that's when you start to see some of those severe thunderstorms being issued. Haven't seen any here. It's been back off to the west that we've been seeing a lot of the warnings, tornado warnings, and also severe thunderstorm warnings. All those hefty thunderstorms a little bit further down to the south. So in southern portions of Alabama, coming out of Mississippi, is where you'll find a lot of those tornado warnings and also the severe thunderstorm warnings. In fact, I just popped it up there on the map there. You can see the red box, the big red box, is a tornado watch, which means we're watching for the potential for tornadoes. But right there in that area, we do have two tornado warnings. In fact, I'm going to take the lightning off of this so you can see it a little bit more clearly here, what we are looking at. So there's the lightning gone, and you can see, well, maybe a little bit better, where we have two of those red polygons there, which indicate two tornado warnings. Again, this is in southern Alabama, coming out of Mississippi. So that main line, and we've been calling this the main line, quote unquote, you'll see that, again, back off to the west, pushing out of Mississippi into Alabama, and that's going to continue to slide over toward the east, and so we'll have a huge impact on the southern states. Now, this is where it is now. By the time it gets over toward us, we would have had the opportunity for some daytime heating, so we could see some of those thunderstorms begin to intensify just a bit. Hold on, Andrew, don't walk away yet. Oh, I see you. I have meteorologist Andrew Wilson here with me. He's helping me out here with this live stream, so really appreciate that. Let's see. Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. Very good. So streaming is something that we're just initially getting into, and so I forgot about the fact that you can see the monitor right next to me, so I don't have to point things out to you. You can see those right on the screen. And so, like I was saying, you can see those severe thunderstorm warnings, and also you can see the tornado warnings that are down to the south. I'll put the lightning back on here because the lightning has been very impressive so far this morning. We've been seeing numerous lightning strikes. The storm's picked up a lot of energy. If we put this into motion here, I'm going to go back about 4 hours. Notice how those storms began to form from southern parts of Alabama and then started to slide to the north. Numerous lightning strikes, and they were all headed up into our direction. The general movement of this is to the east, but those storms have been tracking up to the northeast. And so if we look up here, you can see where those storms, beginning their initial push to the northeast, started losing a lot of its punch as far as the thunderstorms, or the lightning strikes and the thunderstorms go, moving into stable air. To the far north, and especially our northwestern counties, we'll say from Rome or Floyd County northward, it's a lot of stable air up there. And so those thunderstorms are starting to die out there, but you still have a lot of heavy rain. No doubt there'll be some pounding on the roads in the Rome area, also over into Paulding County, where you have Yorkville there, and into North Fulton County as well. In fact, if I put up a tower cam here, you can see the Rome area now really soaked. Right? That's where that rain has been coming down for a pretty good clip now, and that's going to continue to be the case as we head through the rest of the morning into early afternoon. Expecting the rain to begin to taper off in the Rome area, likely by, I'd say, between 1 and 2 o'clock this afternoon, as the progression pushes a little bit further to the east, taking that heavy rain with it. All right, back to the radar here. And you can see we got it nice and wide here, where this system is pretty huge, taking up a lot of real estate, covering just about all of the state of Alabama, now starting to spread into our state as well. Again, with numerous lightning strikes, they extend just to the west of Athens, all the way down to the Macon area, and extending back to the west, all the way to the Georgia-Alabama line. In fact, we'll take a look at the lightning strikes. I was just counting those lightning strikes not too long ago. For the whole entire system, there were well over 1,000 lightning strikes. Right now, let's say just in our state alone, we'll say from Rome over to Athens, includes Atlanta down to Macon. What we're looking at right now, as far as the lightning strikes go, I'm counting, looks like, well, this is the rain rate here, but as far as the lightning strikes go, we're looking at well over 800 lightning strikes in our state right now, at least where these storms are. And again, they're continuing to push to the east. Starting to see them weaken a bit to the north, which is a good sign there. Our Cape has been low. Not a lot of instability in the atmosphere for us. And so I suspect that this will remain on the benign side, at least for this morning. Now, it is a nuisance for us. A lot of you trying to get out and maybe had plans for spring break. You came into the area and now you're starting to see this rain and you really want to know how long this rain is going to be with us. Well, expect it to be around at least through the rest of the afternoon. I would say at least through 3 or 4 o'clock this afternoon. Very widespread rain. And you can see that progression. I'll widen out just a little bit here. That's going to be with us at least for the next couple of hours. The potential for severe weather is there as well. All right. The Storm Prediction Center has placed a level 1, a level 2, and a level 3 threat. And when you start getting into that level 3 threat, you're talking about an enhanced risk for severe weather. If you look at our map here, that's just south of I-20. We'll say just south of I-20 heading southward. So for the central and southern portions of the state, we have that level 3 threat. You see the main threat box there, heavy rain. We're already starting to receive that, and we're going to continue to see that as we head through the afternoon. Damaging winds. A few of those thunderstorms could pack winds up to about 60 miles per hour plus at times. All right. But that's going to happen when we get into the afternoon with a little bit more of that daytime heating. The area down to the south of us, that tan area that you see, is a little bit more favorable for that severe weather to develop, even tornadoes. You can't rule out tornadoes in a situation like this as well. I think the atmosphere, even though they're getting the rain right now, even down in the Macon area, we're expecting the atmosphere to really start to build up a little bit for more of those strong thunderstorms to roll through, especially with that line that I was showing you down into southern portions of Mississippi. As that begins to move further over toward the east, we could really see things begin to amp up. That's the level 3 area. The level 2 area, which includes the Atlanta metro and surrounding counties there, you're looking at isolated tornadoes. Certainly we can't rule out, but a little bit more likely to see some damaging winds accompanying some of those thunderstorms that roll through the area. We already had a couple thunderstorms roll through the metro already. Those winds were down to about 35 to 40 miles per hour as that rolled through. Frequent lightning associated with it, of course, but the winds just were not there. So we haven't had any severe thunderstorm warnings as of yet, but even as we head into the afternoon, what we don't want to see, we don't want to see any breaks in those clouds. Maybe the rain breaks up and then another line come through. We really don't want to see that. That would add to the instability of the atmosphere, and we don't want that. But the rain is certainly helping us out as well. And again, as I mentioned before, the cap has been low. And if you look at the up to the north of the Rome area, that dark green area means a marginal threat for severe weather. We're not looking at much in the way of any tornadoes up there, but certainly we got the heavy rain in place. There could be a couple of thunderstorms, some isolated, very isolated severe thunderstorms possible in that area. I want to walk you through a timeline here real quick just to show you. This is our in-house model here, our forecast track model, and it shows that rain, and you can see how widespread the rain is as it comes through. So here, I'm gonna stop it here about 1:30. Around 2 o'clock, and you can see where the rain still in the area. Some of the heaviest rain now starting to move a little bit closer to the Athens area, or moving further over toward the Athens area. But look back down off to the south and west, we still have what we consider the main line still back off to the west. You can even see on this particular model that down in the Macon area, some of the rain has begun to let up a little bit, which will likely add to some instability in the atmosphere as this main line, called the main line, begins to move through. Notice how dark that rain gets down there to the south and how it begins to bend a little bit, bowing just a little bit there. That's where we're expecting to see some of the strongest winds with some of these thunderstorms that begin to push through. You'll notice the Atlanta metro area is still going through with some of that heavy rain that's going to be out there. But up to the northwest, when you look at the Rome area, excuse me, up toward Rome, it has begun to clear out a little bit as far as the rain goes. Now, even though the main rain or that heavy rain has begun to push to the east of the Rome area, isolated showers are still possible. Let's go a little bit forward now. As we head toward the 4 o'clock hour, a lot of you are maybe starting to get off work, maybe want to drive home, or you have some place to go for this evening. You'll notice mostly cloudy skies over the Atlanta area. Just south of that is where we have the rain. So places like McDonough, further down into Jackson and Butts County, further down into Griffin and Spalding County. You still have the rain with you at 4 o'clock. I think it'll be with you at 5 o'clock, but the heaviest rain pushes down to your south and east. So conditions will start to get better once we get toward the 4 and 5 o'clock hour, as that storm continues to push a little bit further over toward the east and down to the south, still dealing with it, mainly south of the Macon area, but our area begins to clear out. But also notice the rain up to the north as well. You're talking about some light showers there that will continue to fall. Scattered showers is what I'm going to call it. Hit and miss will be the case as we head through the overnight. And as we continue to push a little forward here, we keep the clouds in place, but also notice that we're looking at a few more of those scattered showers continuing. This is by 5 o'clock in the morning on Wednesday. Now, the reason why I'm going into Wednesday is because there is another threat, an enhanced risk for severe weather to move back into the area as we head into Wednesday. Now, we're not going to see it on Wednesday morning. We will have the clouds in place, and we will have a few scattered showers over the area, or isolated showers. That continues as we head through the morning. And then once we get to the afternoon, notice what's happening down to the south. So down toward Macon, we see these thunderstorms starting to intensify a bit. We have a low-level jet down there that's going to help storms to get a little bit active there. And then to our north, our main jet, there'll be another front that's going to slide into the area. So the two of those combined, typically for us, would create some very volatile weather, because we'll be right in between those two. Now we can see things begin to fire up. There's going to be something that we'll have to watch between the two, and it really depends on how much we see as far as the clouds breaking up, how much of a break we get received from the rain and the clouds, and how much we really heat up during the day on Wednesday. You see those thunderstorms down there to the south. This is by noon on Wednesday. You see those thunderstorms down to the south, all right, and they start to intensify, and they stay down to the south, and then they start to build a little further to the north once we get into the 3 o'clock hour. The front itself is still back off to the west of us, to the north and west, hasn't begun to push into the area as of yet, but once we get toward the evening, that's when we start to see those thunderstorms build further up to the north. There'll be possibly some discrete cells that could be on the strong to severe side. And we talk about now the possibility of supercell thunderstorms. Supercell thunderstorms have the ability of creating tornadoes, okay? And so some tornadoes could begin to form in the area once we get past the 3 o'clock hour. Right now we're into, if you look at our model, now we're into the 5:45 hour. Again, there could be some cells that will produce some very heavy rain and also some gusty winds out of that as well. And then we'll be looking at that front coming through. Now, our particular model has that front coming through as we head into the late evening, going into the overnight period. And so you can see where those cells will begin to fire up even at the 1 o'clock hour in the morning on Thursday, going into Thursday morning, and then things will begin to settle down once we get just past the morning commute on Thursday. So we'll continue to track that as we go along as well. The reason why I'm showing you this is because the Storm Prediction Center has placed an enhanced risk for severe weather over all of North Georgia, and that includes the Atlanta metro area as well. And this is for Wednesday, this is for tomorrow. So we have that slight risk over the Atlanta area for today, and then the enhanced risk over the area for tomorrow. That's a level 3 threat. Tornadoes certainly are possible in and around this area. You notice it's almost flip-flopped, right? Where we have that level 2 threat down to the south. Now, as that front moves through, even though there's only a level 2 threat to our south, with the daytime heating, as that front continues to push through the area, we could see those thunderstorms begin to intensify there as well. And so we're continuing to monitor things with that. And so this could be updated by the Storm Prediction Center, but right now it has that level 3 threat mainly on top of us here in North Georgia, which includes, again, the Atlanta metro area. All right, going back to our radar here, again, once again, you can see the numerous cloud to ground lightning that's taking place in this system, most of that in southern portions of Alabama, down toward the Montgomery area. In fact, even south of the Birmingham area right now. In fact, I'm gonna go ahead and zoom this in a little bit. Here's Birmingham here, right there in the middle of your screen. And you can see they're almost done with some of these thunderstorms. So on the back edge of that, you can see, if you're looking just to the northwest of Birmingham, over into Jasper, their rain is starting to taper off there. So things progressing pretty fairly now as it continues to push through that area. We have the rain on top of us now, and that rain will continue to slide over toward the east. So it will be with us at least through, I'd say at least through about 2-3 o'clock this afternoon. We'll be dealing with this widespread rain and even those thunderstorms. Now, I do think that most of the severe weather will remain down to the south of us. We have another product here that I'm going to try to pull up. If you bear with me a little bit here, I do want to show you where when we're looking at instability, when we're looking at the most areas that are favorable for tornadic activity, we have a product here. This is our tornadic signature, and you can see where we already have the tornadoes and where you have those darker colors down to the south, over southern or southwestern portions of Alabama, where the atmosphere is a little bit more favorable for tornadic activity. Those darker colors indicate a strong or a high risk for that. And as you look over toward Georgia and into the southern portion of our state, the colors get a little bit more light, where it's a little bit less favorable. But as we go through the day, and I'm going to put this forward here, as we move through the day, you'll see that that begins to increase over us. It goes to a decrease over towards southern portions of Alabama, but then it starts to increase over our area. And so if you take a look at this now, and we're looking at the time frame right now, about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, you're looking at mainly just south of the Macon area, where you have those yellows and oranges in there. That white is starting to lift a little bit further to the north as well. We'll slide it a little bit further over toward the east, and then you can see where it really starts to pick up over the South Carolina area once we start to get into the evening. Now we're at 5, 6 o'clock in the evening. It begins to shift a little bit further over toward the east, and now over toward the South Carolina coast. There's another little area that the model is trying to show us up into our northwest, although I don't think that's going to be conducive for tornadic activity. We do have a line of showers that will begin to push through that particular area. So again, more favorable for tornadic activity once we get toward the afternoon. Got this going back here now to about 1 o'clock this afternoon. Notice how that area begins to lift a little bit further to the north over toward the Macon area. And then you got some darker colors that begins to move toward us as we head toward the 2, 3 o'clock hour. It's the 2 or 3 o'clock hour PM that I'm thinking that we'll see the best chances for that, mainly south of the city of Atlanta, for tornadoes to form in our area. And so that's what we're looking at right now. Right now, as we speak, those tornadoes are back off to our west, and you can see that indicated here. I'm going to stop I want to take the lightning off this real quick. And you can see where those tornadoes are right now, indicated by those red polygon boxes that you see down there to the south. And that along that area there, in fact, I'm going to zoom this in just a little bit here. It's right along this area here that we're considering that to be the main line that's going to push through our area. Way down here to the south, we'll lift a little bit further to the north. So I'm thinking that is what's going to be over toward the Macon area once we get into the afternoon. All right. We do have a team of meteorologists that will be following this throughout the day. I'm just one, but not by myself. We have meteorologist Andrew Wilson, who is my co-captain, at least for this morning, and has been tracking these storms as well. And so I think I'm going to toss it over to him and let him continue tracking these storms. And we're going to continue to do this for you at least through about 11 o'clock this morning. And then we'll be coming back in live on our stream as we head throughout the day as these storms continue to push through. Andrew, if you're ready, and I think you are, I'm going to toss it over to you.
All right, thank you so much, Chesley. Yeah, we continue to track all these showers and storms as they move through. I'm changing a few things here on our computer, so just give us one moment as I kind of edit everything over. But yeah, it's been a lot of heavy rain as we've made our way throughout this morning. That's going to continue here as we head into this afternoon. We're going to continue to have some of these heavier showers pass through, and could even have some heavy showers as we make our way into Wednesday night and into Thursday morning. So stuff that we all have to be ready for. Of course, we're going to have a team of meteorologists here as we head our way throughout today and then into the next couple of days as we continue to track that chance for some stronger storms. So guys, I'm changing a few things in the system right now. Just hang around with me real quick while I make this quick edit in here, and we are good to go. All right, so you see the heavier showers still passing through kind of up towards Athens now, starting to see some stronger storms move in. We also still see some of those stronger storms down towards Macon. That seems to be where the strongest storms are further down to the south, closer on towards Macon, stretching all the way down even through Montgomery, all kind of drifting off towards the northeast. Now, we had a lot of lightning in Atlanta earlier on. Things have calmed down a pretty considerable amount at the moment, but still a little bit of lightning out there. So let's go a little bit more into this. Some of the heaviest of the rain that we're seeing at the moment is kind of located further on over toward just before Athens and just kind of moving in through there at the moment. You also see some of the heavier showers south of the Atlanta metro. Man, really heavy shower activity down there, and that again all kind of moving on off towards the northeast. A little bit of a closer look. Let's look down closer on toward looks like McDonough, just kind of south of McDonough, Peachtree City, maybe closer on towards Noonan, seeing some heavier showers, some pretty intense thunderstorms down there towards Woodbury, and then over towards Thomaston as well, seeing a lot of lightning, all associated with this. And again, we're going to be dealing with this all throughout the lunch time frame. I was telling everybody yesterday, make sure that you bring your lunch into work today because you're not going to want to be out driving during the lunch time frame. And obviously, we're still seeing that heavy shower activity in those storms. Not a fun day to be out on the roadways. Wider look at the system. I know Chester was talking about this a little bit earlier. You know, it seems like the strongest threat or the highest threat for severe weather was going to be kind of down to our south and to our southwest. That's where we had that enhanced risk. Yeah, I mentioned it yesterday too, that areas near Macon and south, that's going to be where we have that better chance for severe storms. You see that we have severe thunderstorm warnings there southwest of Montgomery, and then we also have tornado warnings as well that are in place there. I don't think that we're going to have as much of a risk here in Atlanta today. While we do have the chance for a few strong storms here and there, I think that that stronger threat is still expected to be further on down towards our south. Taking a look at the severe weather risk for today, we'll go ahead and punch that up. This is from the Storm Prediction Center in Norman, Oklahoma. You know, they kind of cut us off. They always tend to trim it back a little bit to where they don't cut off immediately from enhanced to slight to marginal. They'll kind of give it a little bit of a wider space before they cut everything off, but it's almost like everything was really expected to be further south of Atlanta today, with all the parameters that seem to be in place for severe weather. But you know, you always want to be safe just in case some of those stronger storms got into our region. That's why they trimmed us into the slight risk and then the marginal risk there in far north Georgia. But again, that highest threat really did seem to be for areas closer on down towards Macon. And I'm not saying that we don't have the chance to still see a strong storm. It's still possible. But I would say the higher threat for today is kind of down in that little circled area, closer on down toward Macon, even south of Macon, and then stretching on down, maybe even down to Valdosta, Georgia. They're in far southern portions of Georgia. That's kind of what we're keeping a closer eye on. So again, for us, still having the threat for severe weather, we still have a lot of heavy rain out there, and all that will continue to move through as we head throughout this early part of the afternoon. And the good news is, I think a majority of this is going to be out of here by the time we head into the evening commute. I'm about to show you a timeline on the storms in just a second, but I wanted to give you a quick update with this. I want you to make sure that you download the 11 Alive app. Right now, we are live on YouTube, we're live on Facebook, and we're streaming right now on Roku and Fire TV. If you downloaded our apps on Roku and Fire TV, you would see us giving a live update right now. Also, if you had the 11 Alive app, you could watch this live update by clicking right here in the bottom of the app. There's a way that you can just kind of download the app and then watch these live updates whenever they're going on. You see where you can submit your weather wow moments. If you have any photos that you want to send in to us, maybe you saw a lightning strike and you managed to get a photo of it, you can send that to us through the 11 Alive app, and we have thunder right here at the station. Right now, raining in Atlanta. You see it on the app. That's actually the real current conditions that we're dealing with. So remember, download that on your Roku, your Fire TV, from the Apple Store, from the Google Play Android Store. We want to make sure that you can get your weather updates whenever you're on the go. So also, Wednesday night into Thursday morning, we have another threat for severe weather, and we're about to break down what we're dealing with right now and what we're going to be dealing with Wednesday night as well. Here's your timeline. The forecast track showing those storms moving through right now, continuing to pass through by the time we get to about 1:30 p.m. These storms continue to drift off to the east by about 3 o'clock. Yes, we're still dealing with rainfall, but you'll notice that the storms really start to begin to move out of the Atlanta metro at around 3. Meaning that, well, we're going to be dry for that evening commute. So that's great news. Those who are working this week, I know a lot of people are off on spring break, but for those who are working, it should be a pretty easy-going evening commute, thanks to the fact that a lot of the shower activity is out of here, but we may still be dealing with some very wet roads out there. Be ready for that. Once we get to about 5:30 a.m. tomorrow, we're starting off the day with a little bit of light shower activity, lots of cloud cover. We move into the afternoon, and you start to see more thunderstorm activity. This is going to be where we have that threat for severe weather. on that Wednesday evening, Thursday morning time frame. Take a look at Atlanta right at 5 p.m. Starting to see some heavy showers. So tomorrow evening's commute looking like it could be very much on the wet side. We're going to continue to deal with a lot of wet conditions there all throughout Wednesday evening and into Thursday morning. Look up towards Canton, Blairsville, down to Carrollton. Could be seeing some strong to severe storms too. And remember, this is a level 3 enhanced risk. So looking like we could have a good possibility for some of those strong to severe storms tomorrow, with, I would say, damaging wind being that main threat with our storms that we have on Wednesday night into Thursday morning. And when I say Thursday morning, I mean before you even wake up. By the time you wake up on Thursday, the rain's out of here. Look at 10 a.m. We're going to be having drier air move in and cooler air, and you're going to really notice that for the end of the week. It's going to be a lot cooler compared to what we have for today. Looking at the rainfall over the next 7 days, much of this rain is falling right now and will also occur Wednesday night into Thursday. We're talking about 1 inch to maybe 2 inches of rain, so a good amount of rain over the next few days. And that's good because we don't have any rain in the rain gauge, at least earlier this morning. We didn't have any rain in the rain gauge just yet. And right now it's not showing any rain for the month of April, but obviously we're picking up that rain right now. That number will update later on today, and we'll finally have something to add there for the month of April after what was a very wet March. We had more than 6 inches of rain throughout March. Now, I talked to you a moment ago about how it was going to be cooler. Look at these temperatures. Friday and Saturday bring in 50s for highs. So here we are having a high of in the 70s for today and then into tomorrow. Really going to be more upper 60s today rather, but 70s for tomorrow. You're going to really notice a big change here as we head into the end of the week. So here's a look at your 7-day forecast. Again, storms for today. Obviously, 90% chance for rain. It's raining right now. So you can go ahead and consider that forecast verified. For tomorrow, 50% chance for showers and storms. Not going to be as widespread, but we're still going to be dealing with those scattered showers and storms. On Thursday, 20% chance for rain. Maybe a lingering shower for a spot or two in the morning, but much of us will see it out of here. Friday, Saturday, temperatures in the 50s for highs, 30s for lows there on Saturday morning. Sunday rising into the 60s though, and then back into the 70s on Monday. So we got a 10 on the wazometer there as we head into Monday. Now I want to pop everything back up on the radar for everyone. Again, here's where the shower and thunderstorm activity is at the moment. It's going to continue to move through the region as we head throughout the next few hours here, so be ready for the wet conditions earlier on this afternoon. Again, not the best day to go out and get lunch. Maybe you could do one of the delivery services to bring you some food, or hopefully you brought your lunch. If you were watching the forecast yesterday, you knew to bring your lunch to work today. So wet conditions out there, just drive safely on those roadways, and make sure you download that 11 Alive app. Again, I mentioned it earlier. You can send in your weather wow moments. You can watch these kind of updates live. We're always streaming on Roku and on Fire TV, and then also you can see the radar live. Look at the top of the phone here. It says Explore Radar Map. If you click that, you can see where the rain is from your mobile device wherever you may be. Again, be sure to download that 11 Alive app. It can also give you severe weather alerts. So all very important things. But guys, I'm going to go ahead and just continue to keep the radar looping here for everyone so that y'all can continue to keep an eye on everything yourselves from wherever you may be. We're going to continue to watch things here behind the scenes. Meteorologist Chesley McNeil and myself, we're going to be keeping an eye on the weather all the way throughout the latter part of this morning into the early part of this afternoon. And then, of course, Chief Meteorologist Chris Holcomb and then Meteorologist Nicole Hartford are going to be in this afternoon, keeping an eye on the storms. We got meteorologists, multiple meteorologists on board, watching everything all throughout the day, keeping everyone updated. Hope everybody can stay safe out there. Continue to keep an eye on the radar. Download that 11 Alive app so you can keep updates whenever you're on the go. And then, of course, we'll keep you updated right here. Don't forget, we've got our show coming on at 11:30 through 12:30. Meteorologist Chesley McNeil will be leading the weather coverage on that and keeping everyone updated on where these storms are. And if there is any severe weather, we'll be cutting right back in on here to make sure everybody knows where these stronger storms are and where they could be heading. Right now, no severe warnings for our area, no watches in place. Everything is kind of staying to our south. Let's hope it stays that way. We'll keep an eye on everything behind the scenes, and I hope you can all have a wonderful and safe Tuesday. Try to stay dry out there, and again, don't worry, it'll be drier for the evening commute.